So back at the workbench. All right, you're looking at the crypt or the boneyard. May not recognize what you're looking at here, but that should give you the idea. These are some old ones I've had around for a while. This is the first one of these I bought quite a while ago. But got some bones here, and this is part of the mechanism. You see how that's got a 90 on her? That's supposed to have a 90 on it. But the problem is it doesn't have a 90. It's bent. But you can't bend. If I bend this back, she'll crack. It's already cracked right here. She'll just bust right off. This works on this slide, and it catches at one end, and you push, and then whatever, there's some levers there. I will give you a demonstration on this one to show you if I can keep it, if I can have it work while I have the face off of it. It's a little tricky to do. I think I should be able to do it. Can't guarantee 100%, but well, we'll go down that path right now and get started. I want to try to make that L bracket that I just showed you out of a, lucky enough, this came out of one of the U.S. Army canteens. It's part of the mechanism for chemical warfare. It's the top of a canteen, has this, and I don't know, this is in there too. There's some other things. You stick a whatever straw or tube down in there so you don't die from the gas and you don't get contaminated. I'm not sure exactly how it went together. I popped it out of the lid of my canteen. But saying that, sometimes you got to see things that aren't there. You see, we got about the same thickness. I can bring that down with a little bit of, on the sander, a little something. But right there, if I cut this out a piece, I should have enough to make that L, and then straighten this out and then drill 2 holes in it. This is going to be tough. I don't know if I'm going to be able to bend this without cracking it if I don't heat it first, but we'll get all into that. All right, now back to me taking this apart to show you. I fixed this one before. This is half and half. See, there are 2 different colors there? That's because the opposing sides are here. That's part of 2 different knives. I cobbled them together to make this thing function, because it took a dump on me. I don't remember exactly what happened. I did fix, this might be the one I fixed. I made one of these brackets before, I believe. This might be the one. Now this thing, holy smokes. All right. I saw a woman do a video on these, and she showed how this action worked. Took it apart and explained the whole thing, which, if I can't remember her name, if I can find it, I will try to put a link down in so you can. She explains it real well and does the whole thing. I don't know how she got it to work, function right there with the face off of it or not. I might be able to get it to function, maybe. I don't know. I know it's tricky. She explains what happens. As you push forward on the button, come on now. As you push forward on this button, it stretches these springs. like that, and then oops, yeah, see that? Then this shear, let's say it that way, this shear pushes down on this catch right here. As it comes forward, it pushes down on that, and the spring tension as you pull that forward is hooked to the back of the blade. And then you put spring tension on it as you push forward, which puts pressure on this blade, and then when that slides up and hits this shear, it pushes this down. When it pushes that down, it allows this to pop forward. And vice versa. When you push back on it, it pulls on those springs, pulls this backwards, and then this shear pushes this thing forward, which, so there's tension, 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 and then all of a sudden, when this shear rubs up against that angle, pushes that up, she'll pop back. Boom. Now she'll be back in the spot back here where this one holds it in place. But yes, I did indeed make this one. I can tell by looking at it. Do you see it? Don't know what I made it out of, don't remember. That was, I don't know. It was a while ago. Alright, so this is what I'm going to have to duplicate. Oh boy. All right, let me see if I can straighten this out, this piece. I don't think that'll be long enough. If I do that way, do that and that. Well, it might be. No, it won't be. Do that, bend that there. Okay, what I might try to do with this is run that flat out. In other words, bend this so that she's straight, and then heat this and put the L, that 90, right here in the center of this, hole. So it should be cocked like that. And use this for that back piece. And then cut this off here and try to drill it. We'll see how that goes. But first, let me put this original one back together that I just took apart, my example. I'll put that back together and I'll bring you back. The trouble with having a semi-heated garage. This is my quenching water. I'm about to heat that one piece so I can bend it, but had to stick her in the throat there so she'd thaw out a little bit. All right. Wow. That really didn't take long at all, huh? Let's get some pliers before she gets cold. Dumb shit. Come on, get them in here. Okay. So now we got to compare to what we had. Yeah, like I said, I'm going to bend her right about in the middle of that hole. Hopefully she holds. Hopefully that has enough ass, enough strength. We'll find out. I'll touch her off a little bit with the torch again. Just a little bit and bend her. Uh-oh. There, come back here. Some busted ass pliers. Alright, so we got a 90. I think that tail might be just a touch too long, but that's okay. I'll hit her on the sander and see what happens. Now let me compare her again. See what it looks like in length. See if they're close. Oh, let me hit that with a little coolant. All I can do is hope. She's looking about like she's gonna work. Okay, let me. I'm going to cheat on this one. I'm going to take a pair of dikes and see if I can't cut this. Do I have a pair of dikes handy? No, I don't. Oh, will this work? Maybe. See what happens. Oh, there we go. All right. Now let's do a one more time comparison. See what we got. Boy, we're just about right there. Okay, I'll clean this up a little bit. Maybe we'll clean it up with a file. I'll set you up, yeah. I'll set you up at the other bench, I think. Because I'm going to need to drill this too. Alright. Alright, I got my piece in this jeweler's vise. At least I think it's a jeweler's vise. That's what I heard it called. I'm going to go with it, and I'm going to try to take some rough edges off of this, round it out a little bit. I don't know, this ain't a very good jeweler's vise, which whatever, but about like everything else I have. You just got to deal with it. Okay, so before I take that down anymore, I will go get the housing and put that in there and see how she looks. I think she's still a little long this way. Be right back. That's it. Put this out here like that. Which am I going to use? This one? Yep. Okay, both of them have the thing in it. Yep, still a little bit long. She's rubbing on the back of the housing, so I'll have to take that down a little more. Okay, I got this cut and prepped pretty much. What I need to do now is see if I can drill this without breaking a bit. Brace up with Let's see how this goes. I'm running her at a slow speed so I don't burn her up. Okay, hole number 1. I'm going to need, I want to see this one a little better because I'm going to have to push this one off because she's not exactly marked where she needs to be. Well, it's pretty close. Let me see here. Not gonna work. Can you see what I'm doing? Do I know what I'm doing? Hey, you know what? Oh, look at that. Use for your brains. Yeah. Maybe. How about getting out of the way there, and how about straightening you up here? Okay. Well, they ain't exactly perfect in line, but there's 2 holes in there. Now, for the tricky part is this right here, trying to hook these springs back in here and then closing them up, which is a little bit of a pain in the ass. It won't be so bad now that they're sprung, because to get them out of the other ones, to get these out of the other one, I had to spring it, stretch it a little bit. So we'll see if we can't get her to go back in shape. I don't know if this is going to work or not. These things are kind of iffy. Okay, I'll be right back. I got to get some real neat. These have to match, you know, L down, L down. To go in the same direction. Is that correct? No, it's not. Dumb shit. All right. Okay. Now, let me see. Rotten bag of turds. Alright, that ain't beautiful either. But what the hell is around here? Oh, you're such a pain in the ass. I don't know. How's about this? Okay, let me go get the nut driver, the Torx, to put this back together. I'll be right back. Okay, just to show you, that catch is in there. This catch is in here already. This needs to go. That's the ramp for this catch to slide it up. I showed you how it worked before. And there's the other, whatever, sear catch, if you want to call it, whatever you want to call it. Okay. Alright, so there's that. Now we're getting really close here, but before I go ahead and put this back together, I'm going to polish the guts on this thing. It's looking a little oxidized and whatever. And one thing I will say about these Chinese out the fronts automatics, if you're going to use oil on them, which they do need to be, they do like lubrication, but it's got to be really light, like sewing machine oil. You start using like thrust on them, especially when they're new, it slows them down. It makes them gunk up. But so here we go. All right, finish out buffing this out a little bit. Clean the oxidation out of her. Now, which slider do I want to use? This one or this one? This one looks a little cleaner. I already did clean this up a little bit. Yeah, I'll hit just with a little bit of wire wheel too. Now, might seem like a lot of bullshit for a busted ass old ugly knife, but these things come in hand, and it keeps me from using my good blades. I can use this more like a tool around here, pry bar, screwdriver, and or whatever. Sometimes you got something in your pocket, you need to get something done, you can't quite get in there, you need to get in a tight spot, however it goes. Okay, there's this. Now let me do that. Okay, you see I got this in here. You got to set this in and then put the pin in. The pin got to go in last because you can't get it in, because this trench the pin slides in stops. It's cut out, only goes part way, it doesn't go all the way, or the blade would pop out of the end. So let's see what we got here. Okay, set the pin. Let's see if we still got a slider. Okay, we do. So that means we got tolerances there. Very good. Now this goes in here like this. There's my new piece with the hole in it. We'll see, I don't know. Things are kind of quirky. And need a button, or is a, yeah, okay, that's a clean button. Let me see what this button looks like. Yeah, it's a dirty button too. Okay, that clean button goes with the new one. Touch this up with a little bit of wire wheel. Oh, whoa. Okay, I must got something wrong. Hey, let me see. Let me try it. When you screw it together, it'll bind, and once it binds, you're hit. Okay. But there. Now, in the hole. There we go. Now I'm going to tighten down 3 of them here across. This thing's stiff enough, it should have enough rigidity that should keep everything tight in there, because if that gaps a little bit, then you're hit. Alright, we're on our way. What do you think about that? 7 years ago, when I started out on this mission. In the hole. There we go. Okay. In there. Come on now. You. There you go. And the reason she's moving slow is because she has no lube in her at all right now. But there it is. It functions. I have to say, that was a monumental task. Would have been done sooner if this one would have worked, but whatever. Hey. Don't look a gift horse in the mouth. Okay. We'll tighten that in here. Put a little spacer in there so she's so tight. See what that works. Okay, I'll take it. Okay. Give that a tighten. Tighten. There we go. Alright. Let me lube this up a little bit and I'll bring you back and I'll show you she'll work better. Okay. Now, once she wears in, she's still a little bit tight. She'll get a little bit faster, but for all intents and purposes, that's okay. I can live with that. And this will be one I'll keep up here in the shop, or maybe on the tractor, in case you need an emergency knife. But I'm happy with it. I brought her back from death. These things are pretty. They're decent for what you pay for them. If you bought one new, you can get them on sale for like $30 probably, which really not that bad. You can put a little edge on them. They don't really hold an edge great, but you know, if you have a stone, you touch them up every day or so, every other day, and they'll do the job for you. But the thing being is, you can use them as a pry bar. They're not really super hard, so they take a little bit of stuff. You can get in there, maybe twist a board or pop something out, or maybe even, you know, dig around with them. Whereas if you got something that's super hard, you get in there and start bending and snap, now you have no blade anymore. But like I said, she's a little bit slow yet because it needs to work in. And I'll touch the blade up here a little something too, because it's kind of ugly. It's wore down a lot, as you can see. I mean, I sharpened this. This was, you know, you used this a lot before it gave away. Thanks for watching.